So you probably clicked on this video because of the provocative title. You're probably asking yourself, how in the heck am I going to improve my management skills without even trying? Well, I can tell you exactly how you're going to be doing that. Kevin Ware, your Action Business Coach. And the way you're going to do that is you're going to hire the right people. Here's the fact is that one of the biggest problems that you have in management is you've hired the wrong people. They don't fit the job that they're hired for. They don't fit your culture. They don't fit on your team. And trying to manage those people is virtually impossible. Now, that doesn't help for your employees right now, but I can guarantee you if you do hiring right in the future going forward, a lot of your management problems will be overcome. See, here's the problem. Most business owners don't know how to interview, recruit, and hire properly. We get somebody, we throw an ad out there, attracts all the wrong candidates. We interview somebody that we fall in love with or we think is good enough to do the job. We throw them in there and they flop and we have to get rid of them. And you may think to yourself, that's not a big deal. But you know what, according to the Society for Human Resources Management, the number one hidden cost factor to business owners in America today is employee turnover. Think about how much money it costs you to replace an employee, to do the recruiting, the hiring, bringing them back up to speed, the training cost. It's an incredible number. It can be anywhere from $15,000 up to 1.5 times a person's annual salary. So when you get the hiring right, a lot of the issues will take care of yourself. So if it take care of itself. So think about this. What are the 4 biggest ways that you can improve your hiring skills in your business today? Let's go through those 4. The first one is you need to pay attention to red flags. Too many times we ignore obvious red flags because the resume looks good and they've got to be the right person. So what are some examples of red flags? They come to the interview late. Yeah, big red flag. Number 2, they're poorly dressed. They look slovenly. They look like they haven't changed their clothes in days. They haven't washed their clothes. That's a red flag. Number 3, lack of preparedness. They kind of are trying to wing the interview. They haven't done any homework on your company. They don't know what the job entails. How seriously are you going to take your business? Number 4 is bad-mouthing a former employer. They want to defend themselves, and so the problem is when they get defensive, they try to throw their previous employers under the bus. That's a red flag. Now, number 2 thing that you have to get right is the skill testing. So we have to do skill testing prior to hiring. So let's say, for example, that you're going to be hiring a bookkeeper. Do they actually know QuickBooks? They say they do. Their experience says they do, but a lot of the times they don't. I had a client one time who was a carpentry company. And one of the things is you're going through way too many carpenters. And so one of the things I had my client do is set up a test for these interviews. And so he had a warehouse and he set up a mock scenario, would give the carpenters the materials, the tools, and they were there on the clock and they had to solve a problem. And so they would basically be observed doing this test, and if they couldn't complete the test in the time assigned, they were not going to be a good fit for the company. And even if they did complete the test in the assigned time, they would take a look for skill sets and accuracy. So we have to basically look at skill testing. Number 3 is you take a look at group interviews with employees participating. If you are the only one doing the interview, it's too easy for you to fall in love with that employee. One of the things I would recommend is that you get a group interview with the candidates and then bring the employees in to observe, because they're going to see something that you don't, and they can give you feedback on somebody who you think is the perfect person, and they go, I don't think so. The fourth thing, and probably one of the most important things that we can do for proper hiring, is doing psychometric profiling. Taking tests to see, does the person fit the job for what they're going to be interviewing for? If they're a salesperson, do they exhibit natural tendencies for sales? If they're going to be engineers, do they have a detail orientation that would allow them to be good engineers? And so there are different psychometric profiling. The one I like to use is DISC and workplace motivator profiles. You've got others such as Profiles XT that's very, very accurate, although very expensive, on matching that employee to the job. So let's go ahead and review these 4 areas that you need to do to hire properly. 1, pay attention to red flags. Number 2, skill test prior to hiring. Number 3, group interviews with employees participating. And number 4, psychometric profiling. I can tell you, if you do those 4 things, you're much more likely to hire the right employee for the job, and therefore your management will be much easier because you have the right person for the job. If you need help on learning how to be a better manager, especially if you are a business owner, why don't you click below. I would love to talk with you in a strategy session to go through what you're working with in your management skills. We do have an upcoming 12-week management class that would be a great class for you to participate in. But even before that, let's talk. Let's see how we can help you be a better manager. Go out there, make it happen.